Hello, children. Yes, I think you got the hint. Today we are going to discuss acids and bases chapter. Venkat Sai Kartikeya. This is already done to you, and you have written tests so many times. And anyhow, I am revising this so that you will take it as a final revision to your public examination. Okay. So, whichever I am telling you as to take the screenshot, please write down those points in your classworks. That will help you in preparing for your exam. So don't only depend on your material. Please read textbook. Already whatever the physical science paper I have given you for your grand test, this is totally from the textbook, and you have not written it properly because you people are only confining yourself for material. Please don't do that. Material is not the prescribed book for you, it is the textbook. Material only gives you a hint how to write the answers for the questions. That's all. So please read the textbook thoroughly. Everyone, Pranav, Divija, Harshita, everyone, read the textbook thoroughly and try to understand as well as guess what kind of questions could be asked from the concept whichever is given to you, and based on that you can answer the questions properly. Okay, and next time also I'm going to give the paper like that only, so please be careful. Right, now general characteristic properties of acids. So all these things you have learnt already in your earlier classes, like in 7th, 8th, 9th, and now we'll have a quick revision of all these things, right? So, taste. Acids have a sour taste. And when it comes to physical state, some acids are solids while others are liquids at room temperature. You know the meaning of room temperature, right? Not at higher temperatures or not below, like means below temperature or low temperature, but it is at the normal temperature how we live. For example, oxalic acid, boric acid, etc. are solids. You know, boric acid usually will be using to play carom board, isn't it? The powder what we use to play carom board is boric acid, are solids, while acetic acid, formic acid, etc. are liquids. So children, make a note of this. Sometimes question will be asked like giving the multiple options. Which one is a solid at room temperature? Which one is a liquid at the room temperature? Right. And corrosive nature. Most of the acids are corrosive in nature. They produce burning sensation on the skin. What is meant by corrosive nature? So when it is like on human body, if the acids fall, then that gives a burning sensation. And of course, if it is a very like on clothes, other than cotton, though remaining immediately synthetic and all that, so they form holes. So usually acids come with such a kind of symbol on that. So in glass bottle, nowadays though in plastic disposable bottles they are giving, right, a stopper and a danger symbol, right? Due to their corrosive nature, they are not stored in metal containers as they attack metals. They are always stored in glass or ceramic containers which are not attacked by acids. So, if it is metals, definitely metals attack acids. You know, you can also test that just by putting a drop of acid right on the metal. You can see that it immediately starts reacting with the metal. And now concentrated acids should be handled with care in laboratory. I think Pranav, Divija and all these, they have done few experiments in the laboratory. They know that there are concentrated HCl and H2SO4 in the lab, and then before we start using those acids, always it's a must that we dilute them, right? And then only we use for the practical purposes. So now when it comes to indicator, what is an indicator? An indicator is the one which gives us the kind of information whether it is an acid or basic medium. That means an indicator is a substance which when put in a particular medium, like that is in an acid, it gives a different kind of reaction, and when it is put in a base, it gives a different kind of reaction. Depending on the kind of reaction or the kind of changes that are taking place, so we can easily assess whether the given one is an acid or a base. So now, red litmus paper, blue litmus paper are the indicators usually available in the laboratories, as well as phenolphthalein and methyl orange. These four will be usually available in the labs, and these four can also be like bought from nearby diagnostic centers also, right? So blue litmus, when it comes to acids, so acid is always red kind, right? Blue is converted into red, and if you are putting a red litmus paper in the acid medium, it remains red. Suppose example, if you put methyl orange in acid, so this will convert into red. So the change of the color of methyl orange is from orange to red. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acidic solutions. So these are the indicators that we have to discuss about. Like the blue litmus turns into red, red remains red, and methyl orange converts from orange to red. Phenolphthalein remains colorless. So 4. Okay, right. Now when it comes with active metals, already just now we discussed that when a drop of acid falls on the metal plate, okay, on the metal surface, you can see that reaction starts going on, like it starts reacting with the metal surface. So how does it go? So metal plus dilute acid gives metal salt and hydrogen, right? So therefore slowly you can see that a kind of fume kind, like smoke kind of will be coming from that is hydrogen gas which comes out of it. And this here, whatever you have example here he has taken is zinc as the metal, H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid in diluted state, right? When reacted with zinc gives zinc sulfate being the metal salt, and H2 hydrogen in gaseous state. Can you see the arrow mark here upward? So it means that it is gas. It means it is gas. So therefore, whenever acids like react with metals, they produce metal salts and hydrogen gas. So these are the general properties, characteristics of acids. So for taste, acids are sour in taste, physical state. They may be either in liquid state or solid state. They are corrosive in nature. Therefore, when fall on human skin, it gives a burning sensation. So hence we'll get the packages in danger mark. And then next, when action of indicators means the indicators will change, like acids especially of red kind. That means blue litmus is converted into red, red litmus remains red, and methyl orange converts into red. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in that, right? And when reacted with metals, they will become metal metal salts, and they liberate hydrogen gases. And here are the some other examples, that is magnesium. And in the previous example, we have seen H2SO4, sulfuric acid, right? Now we are seeing hydrochloric acid. HCl is the chemical formula for hydrochloric acid. So magnesium plus dilute hydrochloric acid gives you magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas, right? And iron plus H2SO4 gives iron ferrous sulfate, that is iron sulfate or ferrous sulfate plus hydrogen gas. So why I am giving all this is because in your textbook, in a particular activity, only a particular metal is taken in the experiment. And if the question is not asked not with that metal or any other metal, you should know how to write the balanced equation there. So when you know how to write the balanced equation, the rest of the parts you can change the name of the metal wherever it is required. Okay, children. So Pranav, please be alert while you are listening, right? And I recommend everyone to listen to acids and bases. I know you people have done this one many times, but still this is a final revision, and afterwards you should not ask me for the doubts again and again, right? And now a few substances where you can find acid. I'm giving the list here. This is also important information that you need to know, or rather you need to by heart, so that in objective if the question is asked, you will be able to answer it, right? Citrus fruits, citric acid, milk and curd, lactic acid, urine, uric acid, string of bees and ants, formic acid, then rancid butter, butyric acid, tamarind, tartaric acid, apples, malic acid, fats, stearic acid, gastric juice, hydrochloric acid. You know this, right? So in biology, you will be studying whenever you feel like hungry. So that is because the hydrochloric acid that is released in the stomach will give you a pinching effect, which causes that kind of pain, what we call it as hunger, right? So all the gastric juices are hydrochloric acid. Right, vinegar, acetic acid, tea, tannic acid, tomato, oxalic acid. Many times we will get confused here. Tomato, we will be thinking that it is citrus fruit. No, it is not citric acid. Tomato, you have oxalic acid, and food preservatives, benzoic acid. So children, please take a screenshot of this. This is very, very important, and I'm going to check everybody's classwork in which this table should be there. Okay, right. And now this one. So here some examples of inorganic acids. Whatever you have seen right now are organic acids. Organic acids means acids that are present in fruits and naturally occurring substances. Those are called organic acids. What you have seen, the citrus fruits or milk, urine, sting of bees and all that are organic acids. And the acids that are obtained from minerals are called inorganic acids. That are called inorganic acids. And now some examples of inorganic acids along with the molecular formula are given here. Venkat Sai and Kartikeya, please see and learn the chemical formula. That is very, very important. Without knowing the chemical formula, you cannot do anything in acids and bases, as well as in the next chapter, that is chemical reactions. Okay, hydrochloric acid, HCl, nitric acid, HNO3, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, sulfurous acid, H2SO3, sulfuric, it is H2SO4, sulfurous, H2SO3, carbonic acid, H2CO3, phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Okay, children, these are the things. So don't think that only these are the inorganic acids. There are many, but these are the things which we need to learn in our syllabus. Okay, please by heart the chemical formulae, and based on this only we are going to write the balanced equations. And here is the most important part of today's introduction, right? And here it is, like acid, sulfuric acid, like how that is used, where it is used, right? To prepare paints, plastics, drugs, detergents, celluloid films, fertilizers like ammonium sulfate, to prepare hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, copper sulfate, and various other chemicals, in petrol refining, in automobile batteries, and in cleaning of metal surface before they are coated with other metals. And nitric acid, HNO3, to prepare dyes, that is like colors, drugs, explosives, fertilizers, plastics, quick dyeing of paints. Drying of paints. In the purification of gold and silver, please see there are few things which are common here. So plastics is here also, here also. So in objective, when you are answering the question, be careful. Hydrochloric acid to manufacture glue, in preparation of metal chlorides from their oxides, to remove the impurities from the surface of the articles made of iron and steel before galvanization of zinc, as a catalyst in preparation of glucose from starch, in the removal of deposits called scales formed inside boilers in industries in all these cases. That means you can see that whatever the metal oxides which are formed on the surface, no, so they can be removed with hydrochloric acid. Now acetic acid as a flavoring agent we use it. Now what is the formula for acetic acid? CH3COOH. Please make a note of the chemical formula also. Citric acid C6H8O7 as a food preservative. Citric acid is used as food preservative. And boric acid, eye wash, right? That means whenever you go to an eye specialist, usually before they check the eyesight, they'll be putting some few drops in that. That means it cleans the eyes, right? Oxalic acid, and those are all not purely in acidic state, there will be some mixtures of it, right? Oxalic acid in ink stain remover, that means whenever the clothes get stains because of ink, that can be removed with oxalic acid. C2H2O4, that is very very important. Please note down the chemical formula. Tartaric acid C4H6O6 as an ingredient of baking powder. So tartaric acid is of course one of the ingredients of baking powder. Carbonic acid flavoring drinks, right? So whenever you go for the beverages, right, in that you will be finding one of the ingredient as carbonic acid. Okay, so when it comes to benzoic acid, here there is a thing that is C7H6O2. So or C6H5COOH. In both the forms benzoic acid exists. C7H6O2. This is not only for acids and bases but also carbon and its compounds. In that also we will be coming across this one, benzoic acid, C7H6O2. So C7, let me write it. C7H6O2, or the other one is C6H5COOH. So this is the other one. Okay, so this is for benzoic acid. So with this I'll stop today's class. But children, remember, whatever I have covered is almost everything from acids. And now we are left with the activities based on acids. Like that means when acid reacts with metals and metal carbonates, what kind of experimental setup we need to have, and like what is the balanced equation that we have to write, and what precautions and conclusions that we can like bring out of those activities. So that part is left over in acids. So what did we learn today? What is an acid? What properties general properties it has? And then how it reacts with the indicators, right? And then the kinds of acids, that is organic acid and inorganic acids, and we have seen in which substances what kind of acids are present, and the other one is the uses of acids, where the acids are used. Okay, so we are left with the activities based on metals and metal carbonates, as well as a few acids thing, like how we have discussed about the indicator reactions. So 4-mark question they may ask, like taking HCl, H2SO4 in different bowls and then putting the indicators in them, and then coming to a conclusion what kind of changes you will see that, and that you need to tabulate, right? So such activities are left. So tomorrow we shall discuss about those activities. With that, acids part will be done from acids, bases and salts. Okay. So, and what I want you all to learn is the uses. Whatever I said today, every point is important. Every point is based on examinations, right? So every point has got its own importance. So tomorrow you are going to have a slip test on this, and be prepared.